What's up, y'all? AJ Simmons here with another great interview for you guys. Today, I got my guy, Mr. Ronald Knight. What's up, Ronald?
What's going on, y'all? How's everybody doing today? How you doing, AJ?
I'm pretty good, man. I appreciate that. So, he bought his cleaning business starter kit from the Clean Business Network back in June 2019. And then, based off of the questions and some of the comments that he was making in our networking group, I figured I'd go ahead and have him on. So, if you could, please, Mr. Knight, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Headed to the top, ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. I'm flashing for. I'm on my grind, not no more fashion show.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So my name is Ronald Knight. I'm originally from the Bronx, New York, reside in Delaware right now. But first and foremost, I just want to give a prayer out to my grandmother. Hope on a speedy recovery. She's in the ICU right now. And just give a shout out to my family because they've been my support system throughout this whole journey, just in general. But just a little bit about me, 36 years old, entrepreneur minded. I started from the bottom like everybody else. I started with a 9 to 5. I've had ups and downs. I've worked in Popeyes, production for majority of my life. Then I moved into sales, dealing with True Green Lawn Care when I went to a sales supervisor. And it was fun, but through it all, you kind of go and you're like, man, I'm waking up, I'm doing the same thing over and over again, doing the same thing. And it's somebody's always got leverage over you. And you're like, man, I need my own leverage. Like, I can't just keep doing this. The money's good, but when you constantly being like, always gonna have to answer to somebody, it's like, I could do this for myself. So with that mindset, and that's not to take anything away from any of the jobs I worked at. They've all been a part in helping me build my character just in general. But I got to do my own thing, and that's the key to that. So that's just a little bit about me and my mindset.
Okay, cool, man. And prayers definitely go out to your grandma for me as well. And so
Appreciate that.
get back into absolutely. So to get back into it, so do you mind sharing the size of your business, like where you are as far as maybe revenue or number of accounts or however you want to share?
So right now we're still a fairly small but effective operation, employing about 5 people and still growing. We do have several accounts in the state of Delaware, making a pretty penny. And we've also, we started working in North Carolina, where we started doing like a little bit of residential and stuff like that. And it was funny because, you would think I'm in Delaware, you would get the first contracts in Delaware, but hey, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. You're not always going to get it the way you want to.
Wow. So your first contract wasn't so you live in Delaware, but your first contract was in Carolina?
Yep, it was
Oh,
down
man.
there.
So
Yeah,
you
a
know that
buddy of
won't
mine
even
is down there. Yeah,
okay, cool.
it
Because
was
that,
it
I
was
said that
crazy.
won't even know my questions, but now we got to jump into that, right? So how did you end up pulling that off, and then how was it going for you?
So my buddy down there was connected with some people that had property in terms of like they do like the resort thing. So down in Salvo, North Carolina, they have like these big homes, and I'm talking about they're like 5 bedrooms on each floor. They've got an elevator in there. But he was able to plug us into that and get us cleaning those for about maybe I'll say from spring going all the way into the fall of 2019. Well, more like the summer going into the fall 2019. But we don't do that no more. It's just a long travel, and business is starting to pick up better here in Delaware. So, sometimes you just gotta let things go and just build.
Absolutely, I agree with that 100%. All right, man. Well, do you remember how long it took you to get your very first count after you invested into your starter kit?
It took about a couple of months. So, you go through some bumps for sure. But in Delaware, the first account that I had was like a little mom and pop shop, as well as one of the leads that I got from you. It was a investment group that was actually down the street from me. Now they haggled me a little bit, but I took a loss on it a little bit because new and not knowing and just kind of feeling my way around and listening to them instead of knowing what I need to know. So when you listen to them, you get beat all the time because that's just what they do. They always going to try to make something for themselves. Well, not make something, but get a service for themselves without having to pay too much. So I mean, you took a loss. You live and you learn. Red or green pill, red or blue pill.
Absolutely. And look, and so I listen, I understand that it's going to be brand new people that watch my channel every day, right? And so I'm trying to do better with breaking things down so they can understand, right? So when you say took a loss, can you kind of break that down? Are you saying you underbid on the contract, or are you losing
Yeah.
because of the cost of
So
fees, or
so
what?
sh- so I'll tell you, she tried to tell me that she was paying somebody $80 every time they came out. So I'm like, I don't know if I can do under $80, but when they just turn you away and they're like, oh, well, I'm good. You kind of want the business. So I'm like, you know what? Just give me 50 and I'll come out and do it. So yeah, I underbid by a lot on that.
Gotcha. Okay, but
And
again, we learn from the experiences. So I appreciate you sharing that, man. So
absolutely.
absolutely. So you already alluded, I not even alluded to, you already said that you got one of your accounts from our Clean Biz Network lead generation service, which you can get at cleanbiznetwork.com. But anyway, what has been the best way though for you to get customers? And actually, I think that was it. Yeah. So what's been the best way so far for you to get customers?
So the best way that I've found to get clients, to be honest, is just to go out there and talk to people. And again, that goes back to me being a sales supervisor and having that experience going door to door. You just got to get out there and talk to people, man. I mean, we've tried the franchise stuff and things, and it's cool. But when you want to do for you, you got to go out there and get it. You have to be able to talk to people. I mean, just let them know you're a human being, just like everybody else. I mean, how do you think everybody else is getting business? They're going out, they're talking to people. But just to give a tip, you can do other things. Like you can deal with the Dun and Brad. Deal with it. I believe they have like a lead service that can provide you so many leads a month. So there are other effective ways. But me, I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I'm on the ground with it. I'm on toes, foot, boots in the sand.
Absolutely. And that's
Boots
a
in the
gem too.
sand.
You just dropped too, because I don't think I ever mentioned that the Dun and Bradstreet, where you
Mm-hmm.
can get some leads from them. And again, let's just to be clear, they'll provide you with leads. And then I have a lead generation that provides you with appointments, just for anybody listening and wondering, wait a minute, you can go to them, but it's two different things, but definitely a huge resource. So I appreciate you dropping that gem too, man.
Oh, it's not a problem. And really, I would recommend them more for if you're trying to create like a sales team or something, because they give you so much.
Absolutely. All right, man. So what about employees? Have you had a chance to hire anybody yet? And then how has that experience been for you?
So just to piggyback on earlier, we do have 5 employees. And I still do cleaning. I still get down and dirty. It's just what I like to do. But just to give some advice with my experience, hire people that you don't necessarily know. If you're going to go with employees, go on Indeed.com. I mean, it might cost you a little bit a week, but you'll be able to filter out the quality employees that you want for your company. Somebody that you feel is a good fit.
Right. Absolutely. And it sounds like Indeed is your top source for pulling new employees. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what do you think has been the key to keeping these employees?
The key to keeping employees, obviously you always want to have employee incentives. Like when you sign on with us, we got a signing bonus. If you refer people, we'll pay you for that as well. And just being nowadays in the pandemic, being able to offer people a full-time position is great. And we do have part-time as well, but for somebody that wants to get 40 hours, get overtime, and is a real grinder, we have that available for them. So I think that's very, very key.
Absolutely. Now, I mentioned that you started your company in 2019, like mid 2019. 2020 came, we had COVID-19. So what happened with your company during COVID-19? How did you survive and what did you do? And, just kind of tell us about your experience when COVID-19 came.
So I'm gonna be honest, when COVID hit, it was the best thing ever. A lot of people took a loss, but to be honest, it's no price in keeping yourself, your employees safe and clean. So really all I did was adjust. We are a COVID-19 certified company, so I do recommend you go out and do that. If you aren't COVID-19 certified, definitely do that. But one of the things we did to adjust is like we like to leave the UV sanitizers in there before and after we clean, just so that when our clients come in, they got that extra security blanket and they feel safe in their environment. So, in terms of adjusting, we wouldn't have to do too much. Just always keeping up to date on the COVID-19 protocols, cleaning products and stuff like that.
That's what's up, man. So you mentioned COVID-19 certified. I got a cleaning business starter course that teaches you basically everything about running a cleaning company. I don't have a COVID-19 certification course, so let's make somebody famous here. So who did you go through for that certification? And would you recommend them?
Yeah, absolutely. So I
Okay.
went through 360training.com.
Okay.
It was a course for 30 minutes. You read about the COVID-19. It's about a 10 question test at the end of that 30-minute reading. It is very informative. Yeah. So that I would recommend 365training.com, and it's free. That's the best part.
Oh, wow. That's what's up, man. Dang, I done choked on. But yeah, appreciate that, man. That's huge. Okay. So now, as far as building your cleaning business, actually, I didn't ask you this. So do you currently have a day job, or did you have one before you started? And then how did you manage that whole process?
So I was grinding while I was working for True Green still. It was hard, man. It was tough because, working as a sales supervisor, having to do 55 hours a week, and then the pandemic hit, and it was just like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get this cleaning business off the ground? I got to constantly report these numbers. I got to manage people, and God helps. Yeah. Believe that. God helps. But the main thing is, don't lose your cool. Stay focused. If this is what you want, ultimately, you're gonna find a way to get to it. And I do have to say, again, my family has been a large part of my support system. My family, business partners, being able to tie things up and take care of things while I'm at work, and really allow me to have been able to leave that job. So.
Absolutely. And so with the job at that time, when you first started, you still had it, right? And so how do you manage that time? Because a lot of people gonna say, well, I don't have time. I work 55 hours a week, or I don't see how I can make time to build this cleaning company. So what would you say to that person that feel like they don't have time to build their cleaning company?
So if you're working that many hours, I'm be honest, you have to have a support system. If you have a business partner that you can deal with, that's not working that 55 hours, he can help you. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, if you dedicate at least an hour or two to your business a day, you're gonna see some kind of results. And that's a fact. And you can build like that until you can push your way out of that 55 hours. But ultimately, I would suggest always having a business partner, some type of support system of people that are able to do things when you're not able to get there. Like if you got a cleaning account and you got to work, if your business partner is with you and you guys are working, you're trying to build, he's gonna go take care of that. Through all of this cleaning business and everything, I actually was able to open up a lawn care business. So, and I say that to say, how do you run two businesses? People are there to help you build a support system. Main thing, build a support system. If you don't build a support system, I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's going to be that much harder.
Absolutely, 100%, man. And so, speaking of that much harder, what are some things, like some difficulties that you've run into so far throughout your business that you want to warn some of the new cleaning business owners about so they can kind of avoid those mistakes or problems?
The main thing I would say is stay organized, because when you got things everywhere, it just becomes a cluster. You don't want to forget appointments. You don't want to forget clients. The piggyback on that, customer or client satisfaction, very important. Go above and beyond for your client. Go above and beyond. You'll see how it pays off at the end of the day. When they feel that personal relationship is next to nothing, and things happen. We've actually gotten other business just off referrals because we go above and beyond for our clients. So I think that's very important, and it just kind of just brings itself in and all boils in the pot.
100%. I agree with that 1,000%. It's like I forget the phrase. I always butcher phrases, but it's a phrase in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, and he said something along the lines of, he said, a man that does, most people do only what they're paid for, but the person that does more than what they paid for will soon be paid a lot more. Somewhere along those lines, some quote like that, but it's 100% fact, man. I follow that same strategy. So
absolutely. And I would just throw some substance into that. Like, some of these accounts that I walked into that said they had cleaning companies, you could go behind the computer and catch a lot of dust. You're like, who you had such and such? Oh, okay. Well, but you take those things and you improve upon those.
Facts, man. So I got to ask you the magic question I always ask everybody in the interview. Somebody on the sideline right now, they watching this video and they hear like, okay, he got his 5 employees. Okay, it's working for him. What about me though? I don't know. Like I'm nervous. I might not work for me. What would you say to that person that's afraid to make that jump?
You can't do it. You can't do that. Right now is the time. It is no better time, because you said you was going to do it right now. Yesterday, last year, the year before that. Right now is the time. You cannot wait. If you wait, you're not. You know what? Let me hit you with a quote that I got from my English teacher in high school. Procrastination is a thief of time. If you procrastinate, it's never going to get done. It's never going to get done. So don't be afraid. Just take that jump. I mean, Clean Biz Network is a great resource in terms of getting information. So if it's ever anything that you would need, you can always refer back to Clean Biz Network.
100%, man. I appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, so I appreciate that. And then also,
absolutely,
yeah, I appreciate it. So also, lightning round time. So it's a new fun thing I like to do now in these interviews, where I say a word or a phrase, and then you just tell me the first thing that comes to mind. It's gonna be random stuff. All right. Okay. So the first thing is favorite book.
I gotta say the Bible.
Okay, cool. All right. Before starting a business, you should blank.
Have a business account.
Have a business account.
Have a licensed business account.
Gotcha. 100%. So it's funny you say that, because somebody asked the other day in the group that they really need that, or could they just use their personal? And I'm like, no, never.
Yeah, no.
So, all right. Politics.
I'm B1, so I'm Black first. Shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins.
100%. That's the first thing that comes to mind. And then who comes to mind too when since you said that, is Dr. Claude Anderson for me. So shout out to him.
Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. Absolutely.
All right. Insurance.
Must have it. It's a must. If you don't, you will find yourself in a world of trouble.
Gotcha. All right. Clean Biz Network.
Great resources, great people, a way to easily find a way to build your business, a way to find a solution to build your clean business.
All right. College.
Use those college kids as employees, get them working.
I like that. Legacy.
You want to build generational wealth.
100%, man. Mr. Ronald Knight, everybody. I appreciate you, Ron, for coming on. How can we follow your journey going forward?
So you can check me out on Instagram at Knights Pro Cleaning 2025. We're working on the website right now. As it comes along, I'll definitely keep you guys updated, and I definitely do appreciate your time as well, AJ.
Absolutely. And look, you just got me one more question now I can give. Somebody need this gym. Somebody need this gym. You said you're working on the website. So you are already building your business with no website.
Mm-hmm.
So that's possible. That's like, because people ask me, is it possible to build without a website? And you don't get any pushback or anything from customers or anything like that?
No, only thing I'm excited for is when the website does happen, the business is going to be that much better. And the fact that you're already establishing yourself on the ground is just going to draw people to the website when it drops. So I'm ready.
100%.
Work in progress.
100%, man. That's how I just wanted to show people, because again, people will make an excuse for anything. Well, I can't afford a website. Listen, you can make it happen. Mr. Ronald Knight just proved you can do it. I didn't have a website either with my cleaning company, honestly. But anyway, besides the point, thank you, Ronald, for coming out, man, or coming on, rather, talking to us and sharing some gems. And I appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you later.
No problem, man. Take it easy.
All right, you too.